Hello and afternoon, everybody, and welcome to our webinar today. So our product webinar will be about shaping the future of MaxContact. We'll be talking through our product vision and roadmap for 2025. Just to give people a couple more minutes, or a minute or so. Just a few housekeeping things before we start as well. The usual things apply. The session is being recorded. It will follow up in an email with the full transcript and the slides. So if you have to dive off, don't worry about that. And we have the Q&A panel open throughout the session as well. So we're here today so that we are live, as you may see. So please use that Q&A chat and make sure that you're asking any questions that you have throughout. So just give it one more minute. Okay, I think we'll get started. So before we get started, I'd like to welcome my colleague Connor to the call as well. Oh, hi, Connor. You're on mute, by the way, if you didn't realise the hand signal was there. Hi. So yeah, please, we're here to answer any questions that you might have. If we can't answer them here and now, then we'll pick them up afterwards. But thank you very much for taking some of your lunchtime out today to listen to us talk through our vision for the future. So just a quick intro. So I'm Kayleigh Tait. I'm head of marketing at MaxContact. I have over 15 years experience in the B2B and B2C world across various different industries, from telco to obviously CCaaS today to commodity markets as well. So I like to think I've got a fair bit of experience in working with sales teams, understanding the challenges that both revenue focused teams have when they're trying to grow their customer base, serving and expanding customers as well. So I'm here as your host today, and I'm joined by Connor. So Connor is our principal product manager here at MaxContact. He is relatively new. I think, is it 3 months, 6 months in? I've lost track of time, Connor.
I think 3.
3, there we go. So Connor has joined us with a wealth of experience in product leadership across a diverse range of sectors as well, from technology to finance and actually contact center as well. But has had experience launching B2B products, launching AI-driven solutions, managing global product portfolios for over 40 countries as well. So it's fair to say he's got a comprehensive understanding of both the contact centers, diverse needs, and B2B SaaS as well. So we look forward to hearing from you, Connor, shortly. So just to set the scene, we're going to kick off with a poll, and my colleague Leah is going to launch it. So it should be popping up on your screen any moment now. There we go. There's 2 questions. What are the key challenges that you'll face this year? These are free type. Don't worry about the typos. Just go for it. I'm sure we can work it out. And what trends do you expect to impact your business in the contact center this year? So we'll just leave that up on screen for 1 minute. If you could just post in your answers there, that would be really helpful. Lovely. Okay, give it a few more seconds, and then we can end the poll. Thank you for your answers. This roadmap is all about us obviously sharing with you, our audience. I think we've got our clients here today, maybe a few people who have heard of us in the industry. So really it's about us sharing our thoughts based on customer insight, our research that we've already done. We have regular roundtables customer webinars like this one, but then events as well. So we really do spend a lot of our time understanding what the needs are of one, our customers, but two, the market as well. So understanding people's challenges and really what their focus is really helps us shape a product that's going to meet your needs and really help drive the outcomes that you want as well as organizations. So we really appreciate all the feedback that and the conversations that you have with us as an organization, and we'll endeavour to continue it. Lovely. I'm just having a pop out at the results. A lot of challenges around growth, budgets, competition, rising costs, security, utilizing AI to its fullest, increase in digital demand. So it's quite a varied array of challenges, but a few common themes around AI and growth. So that's great to hear. Not that they're challenges, but good that we're aligned with our thoughts on our roadmap. So I'll move on to just giving you a 5-minute overview of what we've saw over the last year. We've obviously got a number of clients across a range of industries, all different sizes, in different geographies as well. So we thought it'd be good to just share a quick overview, and then I'll hand over to Connor. So what did we see in 2024? So obviously 2024 was the year of AI hype. Adoption was strong across the contact center of AI in some capacity. I think as humans, I read a study the other day actually that we're getting slightly more efficient with the use of AI, both in our personal lives and work lives as well. The average increase in efficiency is about 20 to 30% with the help of AI. And last year we found a lot of people and organizations were playing and testing with AI, understanding, what is this thing? How can we use it? And what is the most applicable use case for me as an organization right now? It's fair to say with the information that's out there, there's usually the buyer itself is a tech savvy buyer. I think we know we've got more information now at our fingertips than we've ever had before. So there's lots of tips and tricks around how to use AI. And we saw a lot of suppliers on the market starting to almost have the tick box approach to bringing AI into their platform. What we're thinking around this year is actually for 2025 is about how you start to prove the value of AI. So as a supplier or a platform, that we're making sure that users are able to understand what their ROI is from using a platform that is AI driven. More and more companies are monetizing AI, and AI models are getting more expensive to run and train. So it's going to be a continuous trend. So our focus really is on understanding what today is AI good for, and AI's role in revenue focused teams. So whether that's outbound sales or debt collection, AI is really great for analyzing data, helping automate routine tasks. And right now, it's maybe not really necessarily about reducing headcount, but maybe reducing workload, helping teams become more efficient and get more successful outcomes from the team that they have today. So that's really where we've been thinking about AI's role in the contact center space right now. We believe that the agent role as well is really starting to develop at pace. So the role of human agents is evolving. We know that the contact center is a knowledge hub where all your information is at the fingertips of agents. Agents are how they're able to use that information and proactively anticipate customer needs is really important. And agents will be tackling, they might be today, but tackling more and more complex problems. AI is there to, in some cases, handle the simple tasks. The automation takes away that routine conversation away from agents. So transitioning from a troubleshooter to a strategic problem solver doesn't just happen overnight. It's obviously you need the technology there to support it, but it's also about how do you enable your team to do that as well? How do you grow their skills and capability to do that? And then finally, on this side of things, is it's really important that to know that in the contact center space, a lot of organizations are still on the journey. I think you can sit on some of these webinars and hear about these grand plans and these visions of what the industry is. But the reality is today, some organizations and their contact centers are still fighting against the contact center being a cost center label. Um, there's real business value, I'm sure many of you know on this call, in the insights that sit in the contact center and understanding how we can operationalize them and use them within your organization is absolutely crucial. We know that, especially in the organizations that I've worked in, any organization that have had a really good handle on both market trends and competitor insight are more profitable. And studies out there show that there's lots of research out there that really supports the usage of data and insight to become more competitive and grow in the marketplace. And it's a really cost-efficient way of understanding your voice of the customers, looking across your contact center. You can still go to agent and hear from your teams. But if you want to get that day-to-day view without having that conversation and start to spot trends and patterns, it's really a useful way of getting success. How you get to those insights that really help you drive success in the contact center space. So I think as we think about how you can start to share this with your organization, use the information in your contact center, turn it into actual business insights and make decisions off the back of it. It's important that you have meaningful data, it's reliable, and it really adds value to either your senior leadership team, your board. This is information that really helps drive strategic change. And I think we're on the journey there. We've got some really great tools on how businesses can start to pull out these insights as well. But yeah, I think we're always on a journey. And I'll hand over to Connor now, who will take us through how we've been thinking about it internally with our product vision as well.
Lovely, thank you. So hey there, or Gung Hei Fat Choi, if you're celebrating Chinese New Year this week, the year of the snake. So I'd like to kick us off with a couple of slides on our vision as a business before we move into what we delivered in 2024, the great initiatives that we have for 2025, and then shining a spotlight on 2 or 3 of the areas that are particularly key for us and our customers. So our vision as a business is to improve the lives of those who interact through engagement platforms. From a product point of view, that means that we step towards that incrementally, and we do that by focusing on a couple of areas. Primarily on revenue generating teams, so that sales, debt collection, or something else, anyone who brings money through our client stores, and by focusing on insights and automation, particularly AI insights to revolutionize what contact center software delivers. Okay. So we have 2 main long-term themes that we organize our roadmap around and direct our resources towards to bring value to our customers. And those are agent performance and campaign performance. So if we start off with agent performance, on this slide, we'll begin at number 1 and move around the curve towards number 6. So pre-call is first. Everything an agent needs in advance that could offer the best chance for success, whether that be interaction history summaries, personalized recommendations for communication styles, or something else. 2, automation. So automating all the low value and simple to service items so that you can put your people's attention on what matters. 3, real-time assist. So that's things like real-time scoring, smart alerts, who's vulnerable, who's lying, anything that improves the outcome of the call while it's in flight. 4, post-call assist. So using AI to automate away all the tedious activities that keep agents in wrap. 5, team motivation. So perhaps gamifying the whole experience to improve motivation and then productivity as a result of that. And 6, so learning and development. Incrementally improving agent performance with tailored insights for coaching and tooling that facilitates that whole kind of concept and journey of continuous education. Same thing with campaign performance. So firstly, define clear goals. So that's a great area that AI can help input into your planning process, whether that's OKRs, SMART goals, whatever it may be. Secondly, on building the contact strategy, another excellent area for AI to assist in decision points. So upgraded versions of best contact time, best contact channels, optimizing cadence, propensity modeling like propensity to buy, which allows us to segment customers into ideal customer profiles, and then attack them all differently. Number 3 there, messaging and resources. So personalizing these things to customer profiles and individuals to ensure that you get the best response and the best outcome. Number 4, equipping your agents as part of campaign performance. So all of the things that we mentioned in agent performance to get advanced productivity to the next tier. 5 is kind of executing on the campaign. So things like the holistic automation of omnichannel, adding decisioning and workflow to more intelligently route those calls, and then learning and improve. So all of those AI insights that need to supplement those existing metric reporting with what's captured in free-form text and voice, that's been like much more difficult before now to wring a common set of perceptions out of. All right. So if that's the significant pieces of the visions completed, let's move on to the roadmap itself, starting with what we delivered in 2024. 2024 was a massive year for MaxContact. So we took a huge leap forward in the capability that we can offer to our customers to solve your various pain points. We doubled down on agent performance by doing 2 things. So firstly, we provided the ability for outbound skill-based routing. So that ensures that those kind of precious connects that you get to the person most likely to successfully handle that interaction. If you're not using it, then maybe you should ask your account manager about it. And secondly, on agent performance, we launched a whole new product. So Contact Hub. So Contact Hub is the replacement for our agent desktop software. To date, that's been Web Agent. So Web Agent now moves towards end of support and end of life. Contact Hub is designed to be faster, more intuitive. It has a lot more new features, things like warm user-to-user transfers, interaction history, direct updates to contact information. It has a larger interface for the digital interactions, and it has transcription that can be included in it with speech analytics in the contact history. So we launched Contact Hub as a result of like heavy investment in user research. We did a lot of design work, a lot of A/B testing, and that rigorous UX process means that the flows in Contact Hub, they're optimized to make you and your teams as productive as you can be. Then in 2024, we also helped our customers to ensure compliance. We implemented a number of kind of self-service options for tasks that you used to have to call our support team to do. Things like deleting call recordings and deleting digital interaction attachments. We also implemented contact level time zones so that you ensure compliance by calling within legal dialing hours, irrespective of where that individual contact's location is. And then finally, we enhanced quality and security. We implemented our own single sign-on. So it not only improves security, which I think was a call out in one of the polls, it also makes it easier to integrate and saves time. I know a number of you aren't using it today, so perhaps this is another area that you could reach out to us on. And then doing all the infrastructure improvements, all of the things that we do as a supplier, as a service supplier, so that we can give you those business critical contact center applications without you needing to worry about most of the IT considerations. Another huge thing in 2024 was our introduction of our new speech analytics software, Spokn. So that's like a pivotal step for MaxContact to move into AI-based applications. It gives us the skills and the knowledge to continue on and to augment other areas of our product set with AI. We introduced Spokn at the beginning of last year to a select number of early adopters, and we primarily focused on the QA area. It already has several million transcripts that can be mined for insights, so lots of extra strings to your bow as contact center leaders. Since then, we've moved on and looked at improving performance of revenue generating teams, part of our kind of overall vision there that I'll hark back to. So with an area of the product that we've called it success intelligence. We've been trialing this really well with a small number of design partners, and we're near the point where we want to release it to our wider customer base. So more on this a bit later. Now, I suppose onto the meat and potatoes of the webinar, our roadmap for the coming year. Our customers are really good to us. So you've attended community events, insider events, roundtable events, answered surveys, become design partners, all of the stuff that kind of Kayleigh mentioned earlier, and just generally provided us with the data points that we need to create a strong roadmap that provides our customers with like true value. So to that end, I've structured it in the same way as our long-term vision, led by the areas that give primary benefit to our customers. So agent performance again, campaign performance, deepening insights in AI. There was lots of that AI that came up in that poll as well. And then the stability, scalability, security, and resilience that just keep contact centers running. So obviously right now we're in Q1, quarter one, and what we're building today is an integration marketplace. So I'll do a bit of a spotlight on it right after this slide. But essentially what we're doing is lowering the barrier to creating extremely useful integrations. So we're also building a soft phone connectivity and testing tool. So that's to troubleshoot issues on the desktop to get your agents back online and productive again if there's anything that's going on. For Spokn, our speech analytics solution, we've added and we're continuing to add more ways to search so that our customers can get the insight they need and save searches. So that's all part of Q1. This would also include sophisticated transcript keyword searching, and that allows you to identify buckets of calls that are of interest to you. So things like competitor mentions, misbuying signals, potential complaints, script adherence issues, all of the things that you might want to kind of track and dive more deeply into to find a resolution for. We'll be releasing our success intelligence feature within Spokn also. That uses AI to highlight objections and the success of responses so that sales playbooks can be amended in contact centers, coaching plans can be created, anything that is necessary as off the back of that insight to improve conversion rates. I have a bit of a spotlight on this area also. Finally, on the Spokn Q1 front, we've just improved the speed to make that whole experience more reactive and more pleasant. So we've kind of focused a bit on performance lately to make sure that as you kind of move around the application, it's very, very responsive. And we released that yesterday, in fact. Then in quarter two, we'll be having continued updates into our new desktop agent desktop application, Contact Hub. In Spokn, we'll be implementing stereo call recordings so that each side of the conversation, so agent and customer, they can be separated and they can be drilled into. It helps kind of identify even more buckets of kind of calls of interest. So things like behavioral issues, lack of empathy, best practice calls, and all of that. We'll be extending our objection handling approach within Success Intelligence from not just pure sales, but also into debt management, where the objections are kind of slightly different. And we'll be introducing some customized speech analytics dashboards so that you can focus on the areas of speech analytics insights that you find the most value in. So we'll be allowing our customers to kind of define the views that they want to kind of see on a regular basis and roll them up to a kind of top level dashboard to see trends over time. Okay. And then lastly, for Q2, we have additional stability and resilience by completing some technical improvements with a .NET 8 upgrade. and that brings some cost improvements as well, perhaps in the future. In Q3, we'll be looking to consolidate our approach to roadmap as a whole, whether that's across IVR, automated live chat, or other channels. Or sorry, not roadmap. We'll be looking to consolidate our approach to workflow as a whole. So whether that's IVR, automated live chat, or other channels. Again, it's all about taking care of the simple stuff, freeing your agents to focus on what matters. We'll then look at this is a two-phase approach. We'll look at leveling that up in Q4. And I have some examples coming up in the slide that might help to illustrate this for you. On the Spokn side of things, for Q3, right now, the calls that we process into transcripts and speech analytics are done overnight. We'll be looking for that to become near real time so that you can focus on the tactical in addition to the strategic. So, if someone's performing a little poorly in the morning, that you'll be able to catch it for the afternoon. Lastly, for Q3, we have topic analysis in our product today, and we're looking to supplement that and improve the AI so that it self-supervises, so that it comes up with its new topics by itself, and also identify emerging trends within topics. So what is new last week or this week that wasn't there last week? Okay. Q4, we have that leveling up on the workflow I mentioned to automate even more tasks. And then we recognize that although our dashboards and scripting today they let you do what you need to, but they mightn't be maybe the most aesthetically appealing. So we'll be taking some time out on the design of those two areas. For speech analytics, we'd like to add scoring, case management, and some analysis and additional reporting. So basically all of the elements that are necessary for automating the majority of the QA process and streamlining that whole overhead. There's quite a bit there. I'm sure there's going to be questions on it, and we'll be having some Q&A at the end. But before we get there, I'd like to just highlight those three areas. First, we'll have a spotlight on our success intelligence product. Since I've mentioned it a few times, I wanted to show you what it looks like in reality. So top left, you'll be able to see all the objections categorized by colors into the objections relating to need, time, trust, and cost. Which ones you'll see the most frequently, how they're trending, and that allows you to make those decisions on where to focus first, second, and third. On the top right, you'll see the objections that are identified in the transcripts and whether your agent's response was challenged or accepted by the person that they're talking with. And then by tracking that response, by tracking the success or failure of the handling, we can see effectiveness across agents, and that's there down the bottom. So whether that's agents, teams, or campaigns, you'll be able to see the effectiveness for specific objections or objection types, and then take appropriate action to remedy the situation and improve those conversion rates. If we move on to the MaxContact integration marketplace. So this is essentially off-the-shelf connectors for common integrations. So HubSpot, Salesforce, Zendesk, Microsoft, others. We've always offered integration, but with this, it allows you to save money and time, additional money on time, on lowering the barrier to entry for those integration, while still achieving all the great benefits that well-integrated systems have. So that centralized tech ecosystem, the easy onboarding, the comprehensive, accessible information, getting the right information to the right person at the right time to perform the right action. Okay. And our third and final spotlight today is I wanted to just illustrate our thinking on this workflow for Q3 and Q4. So the difference, I suppose, is in providing a workflow builder that allows you to execute upon the fundamentals, and that's what we're targeting for Q3, and one that includes the advanced AI, and that's the one we're targeting for Q4. So you'll see initially we're aiming to address really simple interactions and automate them away, such as signposting, opening hours, frequently asked questions, anything that can be encapsulated in a flow diagram or multi-choice responses, irrespective of the channel, whether it be email, SMS, automated chatbots, or IVR. And then moving on, the Q4, that's essentially where we really want to see the magic happening. So conversational AI. So you come in, hello, how can I help you today? Something that understands the intent of the person that is speaking with, can interact back and forth, and can also leverage our marketplace. So for integration, so do the order lookup, everything else. And that's one of the reasons that we have the marketplace there in Q1 to kind of build and take steps towards the value for our customers. All right, that was a lot to listen to. I appreciate the time and attention. Kayleigh, do you want to take the floor back?
Sure, thanks, Connor. So we are now asking you for your feedback again. So we're going to pop up another poll on screen, just around, is there anything in particular that from our roadmap that really excites you or catches your eye? If you can just take a moment to fill in that survey, that would be fantastic. Give people a second. I'll summarize the changing results. It's quite hard to see in Zoom, but I think the most exciting roadmap item right now is auto QA in Spokn. So please continue to pop any feedback on there. That would be really helpful. Lovely. I'll end that poll now. Thank you. And then our final question of the day for people is, what would you love to see in our roadmap in the future? So there's been lots of discussions at customer advisory groups, webinars, community events. So there's always lots of ideas. But I'll open up the floor to a larger audience on our webinars to see what would you really love to see on the roadmap. I think it's a free text field again. Don't worry about typos. After this, we're going to move on to just our Q&A section. So if you do have any questions for Connor or myself, then please drop them in there and we'll do our best to answer them. Lovely. Okie doke. Thank you very much for your feedback. So whilst that poll is going on in the background, I've got a couple of questions that have come in for you, Connor.
Really?
Yeah, so Connor, how do you actually decide what features to prioritize? You mentioned a lot of customer research and things, so what makes it to the roadmap?
Yeah, okay. So there's like a number of different areas. Customer feedback is like a huge one. The impact it's going to make on our clients. What our competitors are doing is probably another. The benefit or value that'll give us as a company as a whole and how it fits to our strategy. Does it kind of go in the same direction as market trends and technology trends? How feasible is it to do? So what dependencies something has on another item. And all of these things kind of have to go into the mix in order for us to kind of decide. And the skill sets that we have in the business at the moment and what we need to hire in.
Thanks, Connor. I think there was a question. Everyone should be able to see the answer in the Q&A panel. I think that's been published, but just in case, there was a question, will the keyword searching words be determined by MaxContact, or can they be bespoke to the customer?
They are
I think,
certainly bespoke.
okay.
So as Matt, I think, answered there, you can do a basic search for a single keyword or a single key phrase. Wow. You can create search for multiple keywords. So using kind of logical operators like ands and ors to do those kind of query-based things. And then, as Matt says, we have further improvements planned, and to have multiple levels within these searches and so forth. We really want, we kind of recognize that like the biggest value in here is to be able to kind of really kind of mine the insight within it. But those keywords, I mean, I think I mentioned that they do like allow you to pull out competitor mentions, buying signals, but they also allow you to do like keyword-based topic analysis and that kind of stuff. So really flexible, really powerful.
Great, thanks, Connor. One other question is, how can we provide feedback outside of this webinar? Just in case you can't think of anything right now that needs to go on the, or you believe you'd really benefit from in the roadmap. Are there channels that our clients can reach out to
Sure.
you directly?
So we have a design partner program if you'd like to sign up for that. I take emails directly or calls directly. I'm always really, really happy to talk to our customers. We have an upcoming survey we'll be sending out in the next couple of weeks to gather input for our roadmap. We have beta programs to allow people to kind of test software a little bit early. And we have our in-platform roadmap suggestions. So if you click on the little pin icon within Spokn or the manager console, you will be able to submit kind of roadmap suggestions within there.
Lovely. Thank you. I think we've got another question come in. No, it was a notification. Yes, so we'll share some more information about the design partner and beta programs in an email which will follow up this webinar. So we don't have any more questions in the panel. I always say this and one pops in. So
Yeah, there's a
final
couple
ones.
here.
Oh, is there a couple? There we are.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Um,
So there's like with dashboards, will there be scope to create customizable stat tiles created by the
yeah,
customer? I'll be honest and say like it's kind of way out there in like 6 months' time. So, I mean, it'll be in the next 3 to 4 months that we'll be kind of collating all of the pieces of information to decide like exactly what to do. And Adam, if that's what you'd like, then that's definitely like I want to take that into consideration and see if that's like a common issue across the board. There was a question around cost details on .NET 8, and I think having .NET 8 allows us to kind of have more choices with our infrastructure. So we have to make some decisions around there, but those decisions are not made yet. And there's a question on how will updates as to whether you are on track with the roadmap or any timescale changes be shared with the customers. Okay. So again, kind of within the application, there's like that little pin icon. Within there, you can kind of see what's in the roadmap quarter by quarter. Our roadmap's also published on our website. So you'll be able to see kind of updates within there quarter by quarter. And I will be really happy to talk to anybody or do another webinar.
thank you for the offer. Yes, so we do hold monthly webinars as well around things happening in product, or perhaps if there's a potential challenge or opportunity that we're seeing and hearing from our clients that we want to spotlight. So we'll absolutely update in there on a quarterly basis. And I think we've got to all the questions. Apologies, I did not see all those come in. Well, thank you very much for your time, everyone. Thanks to Connor as well. Hope you're excited. We certainly are about the next year. We'll keep in regular communication with you. That's something we really pride ourselves on, being really close with you, our customers, and being transparent and open and sharing what we know and when we know. So yeah, absolutely, we'll keep you informed. But thank you very much for attending today, and we'll follow up with all the assets afterwards. If you've got any questions, feel free to reach out to either of us or any of us here. And then or obviously you've got account management as well, and our support team. So yeah, thank you very much. Have a good afternoon, everyone.
Take care. All the
See you
best.
soon.